Hey there, church. I wish you warm today. Is anyone thinking about spring? It could be that the only person in our house who isn't thinking about spring is Strider. Strider just likes to hang out here on the deck. He would just kind of live here all day long if we let him. Napping on the deck, eating on the deck, kind of poops on the deck, which isn't so cool. But anyway, that might be a little too much information. Springtime, we know, is coming. And in the church, a word that we use for spring is Lent. Lent is an old English word for spring. It's going to begin on Ash Wednesday, which is March 2nd this year. So in just about a month. This year for Lent, CPC is going to have a focus on the daily life of a disciple who follows Jesus. Just the ordinary life and how our lives can fall into rhythms without our really knowing it, or sometimes with our intentional practice of things, but just the fact of the matter that we do things over and over again in life. We have these kinds of routines. Just kind of like how in worship, we worship with songs of praise, and we have a prayer of confession, and we say the Lord's Prayer, and we share in the Lord's Supper. Worship is something that we kind of rehearse again and again and again, just like we do that sort of stuff in life. So we're going to bring the two together in this wonderful book called Liturgy of the Ordinary by an Anglican priest named Tish Harrison Warren. And what the book does is look at some daily life practices like waking up and brushing your teeth and eating leftovers and sending email and sitting in traffic and fighting with family members and all of this stuff that is just kind of part of the rhythm of life, and asks, how is it that the worship that we offer and the relationship with God that we've got informs the way we live in these things? That the liturgy of our lives suggests a way of being in relationship with God day in and day out, again and again and again. So we're going to take up some of these themes in worship, and we're also going to invite everyone to share in a small group, kind of like what we did with Red Letter Challenge back at the start of Lent 2020, before the pandemic came along. So this is just to plant a seed in you that living with Jesus is a daily practice and something that we can work on together, looking over our lives, mining the depths of our worship, and asking how God meets us with the depths of His love and grace and provision, and just always seeks to be our God in good ways. A way that God seeks to be good for our community is to bless others through our food pantry. And this Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to join with churches all over the nation to take part in the Super Bowl of Caring. And this year, what we're especially recommending is that we bring in some personal care items like toothpaste or toilet paper or Kleenex, deodorant, that kind of stuff, because sometimes that's a little bit harder to fill for our food pantry. So we're going to gather that up with churches all over the nation and help be part of the efforts to tackle hunger and poverty in our neighborhood. Let's keep being daily disciples, loving God, following Jesus, serving others from the heart of Christ.